Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike. I want to start off the video by thanking each and every one of you for tuning in. So crack a cold one. We're going to talk today about an OTC vacuum bleeding kit that I ordered. I needed this bleeding kit because I have a 914 that I've shown you. I've talked about a little bit, and we need to bleed the brakes on it. I put some new PMB brake calipers on it, on the rear. Has some air stuck. We're going to see what kind of a job this vacuum bleeder does at getting that air out. Let's talk a little bit about this bleeding kit. This is the ultimate one-man brake bleeding kit. I guess we're going to find out about that. So in this box was this plastic bottle. It is a $30-some plastic bottle with a couple pieces of hose attached to it. But this is a very important piece of the puzzle. If you're back there bleeding your brakes with this, you can run your master cylinder dry. You run your master cylinder dry, now you got air back in the system, starting all over again. So that makes this worth 30 bucks to me. I'm bad. But here are your instructions, cleaning instructions, maintenance, etc., etc. Your vacuum brake bleeding instruction manual. So I am actually probably going to read this, as should you. That way you don't end up messing something up, because it will cause you twice the work. So I'm going to read that. In the box here, we also have the bleeding kit itself. It feels pretty good quality. Feels nice and heavy. So, you know, kind of like you would expect OTC. OTC is a professional company. They supply tools to a lot of professional or automotive professionals, so I expected this to feel and look and be pretty good, honestly. That's why I paid I think $100 for this, and $30 or $35, $40, something like that for that. So about $140 all in, and it's about what I expected. Feels pretty good. Here's your canister that you're going to have all your old fluid in after you bleed it. So that just snaps on like so. What I am disappointed in is that it didn't come with your air fitting. I know that's kind of petty, but they could have threw a couple in there for a couple. You know, it's not going to cost them much to do that. Throw a valve in there, a fitting in there for your air lines. That brings me to this point. You need an air compressor to run this. I don't think you need much. Minimum of 80 psi, maximum of 130 psi is what you're going to need as far as air for this. So pretty much any compressor is going to keep up with this. I can't imagine that your CFM is going to be that high. This is the only hose that came with this particular kit. I expected there to be more. There was not. There was only one. It feels nice. It looks like it'll be okay. And you can pull this ring off right here, and you can change this tubing out, so it's not really that big a deal. But I wanted more of these. I wanted more of these. These would go on to your brake bleeder. This is the brake bleeder. Boop. That's how it goes. Kind of like that. But you need more of these. These are going to get bad, so I imagine that you can order them from the company. I thought there would be a couple spares. A little disappointed in that. But the big thing is, how does it work? So let's get the 914 up in the air and find out. All right, we've talked about this guy, so let's talk about that. Let's get it in the air and get to working on those brakes. All right, so we're in the air, and we're going to pop the hood. And that's where we're going to start. We're going to take the master cylinder cap off. We're going to fill this so the auto refill can do its job as we're bleeding the rear brakes. So let's go ahead and get this filled up, get it stuck on there, and then we'll get that rear wheel off. You have a valve, so you want that's on the on position. I'm gonna turn it to the off position until I get it in the car. All right, and we'll stick it in the car. New PMB caliper. It's nice and pretty. So I'm also going to put some grease on this fitting right here. I'll get some lighting. All right, we have some grease around the fittings. as you can see here, maybe it's tough to get this angle. I have my wrench and my bleeder. So the instructions are to activate it for 3 to 4 seconds before you crack the valve, and then while you're doing that, you want to pull fluid through, so you want to keep the trigger depressed. So I'm gonna see if I can do this with holding this in my armpit. We'll see how this goes. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, 3 to 4 seconds. Now I'll crack her open. Okay, what you want to do, I pulled this bleeder screw clear out, because if you don't, it does allow air to be introduced around the threads on the 914. So what you have to do is you start your bleeder, which actually I'm getting pretty full, but I'll show you. So start your bleeder about 4 to 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barely crack this valve. You can see the fluid rising. And after you barely crack the valve, now I'm not allowing air to be introduced, because even with the grease on the threads, it was introducing air. And you couldn't tell what was what. So I can only barely crack that bleeder, but you can see it's flowing pretty decent now, and I don't see any big air bubbles. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this one off. All right. So that's been a struggle I've been messing with here. The bleeder seems to work very well, but the air has been a problem. All right, everyone, so here is the wrap up on this. Things went poorly. The OTC brake bleeder sucks. It broke immediately. I would not recommend that to my worst enemy. Maybe the worst enemy. But I would not recommend you purchase that. You are wasting your money. The trigger broke within 10 minutes. 10 minutes of my first use. So, you know, I'm gonna order a Motive pressure bleeder, as Ian Carr recommends over on his channel. We're on a new day. I've got something else here, and it came from ECS. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. Got a Motive power bleeder. That's gonna be my new jam here. Let's see what else is in the box. Anything else? Nope. All right, this is going to be what we're going to try now, since this was very unsuccessful. I previously said to read the directions. Don't even bother, because I just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Buy this. I was told to buy this in the first place. I didn't. I wish I would have. I've got to send the other back still. It's been 4 or 5 days since I actually made the video about the OTC bleeder. So I would just buy this. I would straight up buy this over that OTC vacuum bleeder. I'm sure the vacuum bleeder has its pluses, but I don't know them. The only thing I found was problems. It seemed to work okay until it completely stopped working, which was quickly. I also have the adapter. This is the Euro spec stuff. That's why I bought it from ECS. I'll try to drop a link in the description to that, or a link an Amazon one that you can click on to order them. Also, I'm doing the Amazon affiliate stuff, so yeah, it helps me out. So we're gonna get this all put together, and we're gonna give it a shot. Cap on. Fluid, it's about to there. We probably should have put a second one in it. We're sitting right a little under 10 psi. I might actually pump that up a bit. Got a hose running here down underneath the four-wheeler. Sorry, this thing is kind of in my way right now, but it's getting tires. So I'm gonna crack this bleeder. We have pedal now. Apparently it takes 3 rounds when you screwed up the first time with the vacuum bleeder. So I gotta get that out of the way. We'll get it for a test drive, and I'll let you know how it works out. All right, so we're back from test drive. Car did pretty well. The brakes still could use a little bit of tweaking, so I'm gonna have to maybe bleed it again. Still might have to put a master cylinder on it. But wrapping up here, which one of these two should you put your money into? Not that one. Buy that one. That's junk. This is awesome, works well, and it's like 30-40 bucks cheaper. So all day, I would buy this all day. 944. I've had a couple people ask me about this thing, so I want to do an episode on it. And this is, all the seats been redone, steering wheel was redone, paint's okay. It's good. It's better in some spots than it is in others. But we're going to do a road trip, so stay tuned. We're going to do a, I don't know, a couple 100-mile up and back, so like 400 or 500 miles, I think. And this, and historically it's been unreliable, so it has a new radiator from, thank you, Pat's Speed Shop. I didn't have time to mess with it, so Pat's hooked me up, took care of that. So thank you to Pat's Speed Shop in Buchanan, West Virginia. Thanks Robbie, Pat, and Boris. Thank you very much for your work on this. It was overheating like crazy, and now it so far so good. I've been driving it the past few days, and it's been good. So we're going to gamble. We're going to take it on a road trip and see how that goes. We're going to go to the Dubs of the Lake show, or Dubs of the Gap show in Rocky Gap, Maryland. So I'll take you along for that one, and we'll see if we get any carnage on the way. So please drop a comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And that sounded a little like JR, let's watch JR go, or whatever that is. So whatever. But, you know, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. So crack open a cold one, and let's talk about my junk. I don't know if it's female or male. I don't know. I'm the dork that has the cars. Welcome to a La Garage. Oh my goodness, what is this? Hopefully it gets better, because I'm super awkward. I'm having a lot of trouble. This is my 15th take, and we're gonna stop this one as well. Or your